All right, welcome to the Board of Park Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, September 2nd. Abby, please call the roll.
Mr. Emmerich,
Here.
Mr. Harrelson, Mrs. Anderson.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Awesome. First item on the agenda is approval of minutes from our previous Park Board meeting. Since it's just me and Mrs. Anderson, I don't have any additions, deletions, or subtractions to the minutes. On anything? Nothing? Hearing none, I'll take a motion. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, those in favor?
Aye.
All right, minutes approved. Moving on to our reports. Mr. Drake, good afternoon.
Just a couple things, more for informational purposes for the board. September 20th, Matt Williams and the Troy City Skate Park Unite group wants to do another fundraiser. So I sent the facilities use agreement to them. They're working on that and the certificate of insurance and the language that we need for that. So no city services required. It'll be similar to what they've done in the past, just a skate event, open free skate during the day. It was a way to raise money for their continued effort for the skate park. So that's September 20th. No action really needed. It's just handled through the facilities use agreement. And then one other, Duke Park, the riparian corridor improvements on Timba. Donnie Knight with U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has put in for another grant and did receive that. I know I spoke with the board a while back about just the general feeling of moving forward with that and continued improvements and invasive species removal and that kind of stuff. This next phase would include some off-channel wetlands similar to what we've done north of Duke Park on the county property. So that grant funding has come through. I'll have more details as we move forward, but just want to let the board know that that still is in the works. It's been a huge benefit to us. I have no doubt in my mind that without the U.S. Fish and Wildlife efforts and Donnie Knight and all that was done there through the H2 Ohio funds, that Timba would have been closed probably over a year ago had we not done the invasive species removal and all the remediation work and everything that's gone on there. So, and 2,200 saplings that had been planted as part of that first phase. So the group at Timba has been informed of it. They've been on board from the very beginning and kind of working through the planning process of that. So as soon as I have more information, more details, we're hoping for sketches, those kind of things that I can bring to the board where we would want to take action and official approval and that kind of stuff. And any questions at that point, I'll have those as soon as I get those from Donnie Knight and Fish and Wildlife Service.
Sure. So you're thinking the next board meeting on that one?
Yeah, I would hope to. I think yet this fall, even they may be ready to move forward late fall into winter, and that work can continue weather permitting through the winter and even early spring of next year. So yeah, I would hope that by the next month's meeting we would have some sketches and more details on that.
Okay.
I'll bring those as soon as I have them.
Going through your notes here real quick. So we have, it looks like Hurlinger Park, the pickleball has been, did I read that was completed then?
No, pickleball is still under construction, so
Okay.
the asphalt is in place. The painting company, Total Tennis, will be here to do the painting and striping yet this month in September, and then the fencing will go up most likely in October. It's on order, but not in yet, so the fencing would happen hopefully in October after the courts get painted and striped. The basketball court is complete.
Yeah, that's what I read.
It's
I'm
the
sorry.
new posts and backboards and rims and all that are up, and it's been repaved and painted, striped. And then the playground is finished, and the fencing for the playground may be installed yet this week. It is in, just waiting for the contractor to get in to complete
And then
that.
we have new disc golf baskets for community and Hurlinger?
Yes, yeah, so part of the capital plan this year was to replace the baskets and some of the concrete tee pads in community, and then the brand new course will go in at Hurlinger.
Awesome. Any other questions for Mr. Drake?
No.
Moving on, Mr. Seiler, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Anything to add to your report?
The only thing I want to add to the report, our staff started up our refrigeration system this morning for the ice surface, so we'll start flooding the floor tomorrow generally takes about 6 days or so to get to the point of being able to use the ice surface. So our hockey teams are scheduled to start practicing next Wednesday, and the Troy Skating Club will start with their lessons on next Thursday. So we'll be working over the course of the next week to build the ice, paint it, paint the lines, the logos, and get it prepared to use.
Fall's here, huh? It's not on here, and just off your top of your head, I know we started with slow memberships for the pool to start the year because the kind of weather was playing with us a little bit. How did
We
it
did.
finish on the year?
We finished down about 50 season passes in comparison to what our general target is of about 500.
Yeah,
We usually hit 500. The first 19 days of June were pretty rough with a lot of rain and just up and down weather.
yeah,
Once we hit the 20th, we were pretty good beyond that date, but season pass sales, generally the first half of June is when most people purchase those. You kind of get to that point where it's a balancing act of whether you want to continue to buy
Yeah,
a season pass
yeah.
or not. So we were shy by about, I think we were shy by about 50 season passes
yeah.
for the season.
I think June is when we had a frost warning for Miami Shores, but then we also had a flood warning, so, yeah, makes sense, so. Anything else for Mr. Seiler? All right, moving on, Mr. Boer. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah, just would quickly add to the report that we'll be doing our aerification of greens and fairways here this coming Monday. This usually we haven't done fairways since I think my first year here, which was 2018. So we're definitely a little bit overdue for fairways, but that will be taking place on Monday. And we expect, given good weather, that we should be able to finish that. And we've been able to just keep the course closed for one day in past years for that. So, yeah, we have had a couple of greens, I think, kind of as we've been talking about the weather patterns and everything. Didn't seem like with the way it went that we had a lot, especially our front 9 greens, didn't establish some really, really good roots. So we had a couple of greens, 2, 6, 7, and 9 that just had some wear and tear, and particularly some just some shallow roots, it seemed like, that led to some damage on those greens. So we do anticipate after aerification that all those will heal. I would say the 6th green was probably the worst of that. So we've got, maybe some time where we may need to close off portions of that, or depending on our greenskeeper's recommendation, may feel like we need to keep that green closed for a couple of weeks after aerification to give that some more time to heal. So we've already started reseeding all of those affected areas, and obviously with the weather we've had recently in the past 2 or 3 weeks, we've seen some really good solid regrowth with the growing temperatures that we've had. So just kind of wanted to update you there.
Yeah, so if you're like having that discussion with, like, say, for example, 6, which kind of always has that issue, do you go
Right.
to your board then and have that conversation with the board to get their thoughts on it?
Yeah, we
you
had
make a
an
decision?
advisory board meeting last week, and I think the question for us moving forward is whether or not we need to pursue more than one aerification in a year, and I think that's probably a discussion. It used to be a common practice, but since most golf courses have gone to just doing one a year, but I think the question for us is, with the uptick in play that we've had in the last 4 to 5 years especially, going from an average of 25 to 30,000 rounds a year to now around 45,000, is it able to handle that sort of traffic, particularly the front 9 greens. The back 9 greens we're really not having any issues with, and there could be a couple of different, factors at play there. One being that the back 9 greens are flatter, that they don't have nearly as many high spots and undulations. They were also renovated much more recently, so they're just different in that way. They're 20 years newer, so that's another factor at play when it comes to what we need to look into. So I think that might be a starting point to say, okay, can we? And then of course this was just a poor weather year in terms of establishing root systems with the hot and the wet weather that kind of took place. So, but yeah, we did kind of have a fairly extensive conversation at the board meeting about what we might try to do differently.
Okay. Anything else for Mr. Brewer?
No. Yeah, and on a personal note, I've had a chance to speak to people outside of this, but I will be resigning my position as director of golf here in the coming months in pursuit of a life of full-time Christian ministry. And so I just wanted to formally share that with the board here today. And I know Will is aware of that. Well, actually, he's just stepping in, so good timing.
Speaking of the existence, yeah.
But yeah, it's something that this city folks have, people down here have been aware of, and will be working alongside of everyone to through the transition process that will
Yeah.
take place in the coming months. So
Well, on behalf of the board, and I know the board members have been here, and you know, when you started your tenure, thank you for everything, man. You've been awesome. You're responsive. You're professional. You know, we always enjoy engaging with you. You're very honest and just really help us, you know, as that guide and you know, with Miami Shores. So thank you for everything. You're going to be great moving forward, and we've talked about that offline. But
sure,
I just want to say thank you so much for everything you've given the city. So
I
thanks.
sincerely appreciate it. Thank you.
Anything else for Mr. Brewer? All right. Nothing for me from the Planning Commission. That'll move us up to new business, which is the Troy baseball boosters and the North Market Street Field update. So I wanted to speak about that.
No, I was officially on the
Look at you.
menu. Awesome. Okay, so my name is Lisa Sargent. I know many of you, and I'm here representing the Troy High School baseball parents. I'm here today seeking approval from the board to engage a contractor in making improvements to Market Street Field. I have some supporters with me, members of my board, Bill Wilkie, Tim Ross, and of course, Coach Welker, and I'm going to brag on Coach a little bit. In the last 12 years, the Troy baseball program has won 5 league titles, 5 sectional titles, a district title, and has a 6.672 winning percentage. We've been ranked as high as number 6 in the state coaches poll and in the top 20 4 times. We have 4 alumni playing Division I baseball, and we have had 4 players named to the All-Ohio team. Each year, about 75 students from grades 7 through 12 participate in our program. We're super proud to provide the young athletes of this community the opportunity to learn important values like commitment, resilience, and teamwork. So all of this is why the association started working several years ago on this plan to revitalize Market Street Field. We feel that Troy baseball deserves a home that truly reflects the championship spirit of the program. So I have some stuff for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So you can see we have big plans, as shown in that top front and back color Field of Dreams summary document. But for today, I wanted you to have that for reference because, you know, pie
Yeah, I
in the
love it.
sky, right? But today I'm here really just to talk about Phase 1, which is a new backstop. So there's 2 reasons we really want to update the backstop. The first is it just doesn't provide the appropriate safety for our spectators. Foul balls have hit cars. We cringe at every crack of the bat, worrying that a person could be next. And though we know that a new backstop won't prevent every errant ball, we certainly want to do our best to prevent as many of those as possible. Second, Market Street Field is in such a prominent location for this city, just across the river from our beautiful downtown. We are really proud to host visiting teams in the city of Troy, and we want to be just as proud hosting them at our home field. So this renovation really is not just an investment in the baseball program, but it's also an investment that will reflect the civic pride of our residents, our businesses, and our community. So I provided several conceptual renderings of the new backstop. Those are on that stapled sheet, the last 2 pages. Our general contractor is Level MB, and construction of Phase 1 would be demo and removal of the existing backstop, pouring of a concrete footer for a masonry knee wall. There will be padding on the field side of that. And then we're going to paint our existing dugouts to match that knee wall, install some new chain link fence and gates for field access, and then most importantly, install a new pole-to-pole tension netting system. and then regrade and reseed whatever's needed. So we also have an option to do a 6-foot walkway, dugout to dugout, which we would love to do to provide spectators a place to put their chairs to watch the game. But it is kind of like a option 2 if we can come up with the finances to do it. So if it doesn't happen in phase 1, it will be something we're, working on right away after that. So let's see what else. Our goal is to start the project right away. We kind of feel like we've been working 3 to 6 months behind this whole time, but we want to complete it before the end of the year and have it ready for play in the spring. So when it's all said and done, this phase will represent at least a $230,000 investment in one of the city's most visible parks. From corporate sponsors and local civic organizations to some charitable grants, we've raised a good portion of that. We are still about $45,000 to $50,000 short, but we are literally working on it as we speak. We have a couple pending things. This is my opportunity. I'm not certain if there are any parks or city dollars available to support the project, but we'll certainly give you credit for an RBI if you find that. Over the last 20 years, the Parents Association has raised a lot of private dollars for this field. We've replaced the scoreboard in the infield, we put in new dugouts, new fencing, and just last year we put in new bullpens. We've put our time, talent, and treasure into all of this because we believe in the impact of the program. We're really proud to live in Troy, and we're proud of our Trojans. So at that, I respectfully ask for the board's vote to initiate construction of phase 1. Of course, I am happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Any questions from the board? Jeremy, I know that you've started originally when they came to present this project. You've started, your communication with Ty and the team out there is really good. So it still is through this process.
Absolutely. I did one thing. Is the handicap ramp still part of the? It's a future phase.
It's a future phase. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's
It is
something
not
that
in
could still
phase 1.
happen. Yeah. Okay. And then I guess is the I see in phase 3 the kind of the announcers booth. Is the announcers booth more for your group more important than phase wise? Would that be more important than the handicap accessibility?
That's a good question. I don't think
Just
we've
curious.
ever. My personal opinion is probably. I don't know.
And that's
Yeah.
yeah.
We have an existing press box, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not we're not doing without.
Right.
Handicap accessibility would be probably more important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's okay. I'm just as we're
Sure.
looking here, just trying to think
And
through everything we've talked about.
Yeah, and I'll share too, the 3 phases of, what you guys are seeing on that, that has been through so many iterations in the past couple years.
Yeah.
And it feels like it changes regularly because of the cost of things and, that
Yeah.
stuff changing. So that's all really conception, right? Is
Yeah.
that those 3 phases, and certainly what I talked about backstop today is real life,
Yeah.
ready to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions from the board really regarding the?
No, looks great.
No, I think it looks great. Jeremy and I, we had our meeting last week and kind of went over capital improvement projects for the next 3 years. There is stuff related to, I think, baseball in those capital improvement projects. We're doing that long-term study right now too. But I think, if there's a time to have a conversation, there's certain people in the room that aren't here, so I can't really say that, hey, bring that on them. But I think we're having those conversations more frequently, and I appreciate how you guys are attacking this and raising money and doing that. So anything we can do to, I think, support, we'll continue to do that. And like I said, we'll continue to be vocal in that, that capital improvement time comes around with that budget too, because, this is me personally, you're right. It is right there on the main bridge in Troy, the main drag in Troy, and everybody looks over and sees that. It needs, something needs to happen there, right? And I know that there's been some back and forth for a while. So I said, anything I can do to support, I will. Anything behind the scenes, I think we will. I think everybody's, very on board. I appreciate how you guys are attacking it in a phase system. It gives us time to process it as you guys go through and make sure that we get eyeballs on it. So I think you guys are attacking it the right way. And like I said, anything we can do to support, we'll continue to do so.
Okay.
Anything else to
Appreciate
add there at all? Abby, do I need to take any motion on this, or is this just, so this is
Yeah.
a motion for approval on the conceptual designs, or does this, what am I doing here?
I wish, we might have to go to council even for.
Yeah, because we put it
make a
on there, provide any recommendation as necessary, because it kind of depends on what was sent to us. We were not sure. Sue reviewed it, and so she said you guys could make a recommendation, and then based on what was going to be needed, it may then have to go to council.
Okay.
I did miss mentioning that too, but Jeremy does have the, like, permit drawings.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
Level and B has sent those, and those are in his hands, so.
Yep. And we do have some level and B drawings that are presented to us as well, so.
I think too, I know Mr. Kerber, I think he preliminarily looked at this, but we probably need to just run everything by him one more time just to be sure. I would say the recommendation should be to council contingent upon.
Approval of the law director.
approval.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll move, Chair, to make the recommendation to council that we accept the proposal for the addition of the backstop project to the city property and accept that as property for the park,
Pending the
pending
review.
pending review of law director.
And I'll second that. Have you caught up with all that, or?
Oh, got
Okay.
it. I'll go back and.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. A recommendation approved there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you very
appreciate
much.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll look
absolutely.
forward to seeing the next phase and how this keeps progressing, so.
Awesome, thank
All
you.
right. Anything else to come before the park board today? Mayor? Anything? Okay. Nothing? All right. All right. Hearing nothing, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Meeting adjourned.